love. A mother's love, Elon Horsham.
Toastmaster, fellow members, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished dignitaries. With just 6 seconds to go in the 1989 NBA playoff finals, Michael Jordan of the Chicago Bulls made that buzzer-beating winning shot to win the series 3-2 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I would watch this video over and over again in our family living room, and I would reenact those magical moments. I would use my mother's favourite mirror as my target practice. On this occasion, I threw my ball. It hit the rim of the mirror, cracked the mirror, rebounded onto the mantelpiece, hitting my mother's face, which fell to the floor, smashing it to pieces. I stood there shocked, wondering if there was some magical glue that I could use to fix it back together again. My mother's voice bellowed out, "Elon, what have I told you about playing with a ball in the house? What have you broken this time?" As she stumped into the room. "Right, you just wait until your father gets here." This was my mother's favourite words. Now I'm faced with wondering what's going to happen when my father gets home. See, my father was a very powerful man, very authoritative. His presence commanded your attention when he walked into a room. He was highly respected, but not to be messed with. But still, I had my ways of manipulating him, and it would often get me out of being in trouble. He was my best friend. He was my hero. He was everything a man should be. He took charge, looked after and cared for his family. The saddest day of my life was when he passed away, some 22 years ago now. I was sad for his passing, but I was glad that he was in no more pain. After the loss of my father, I found myself drawing closer and closer to my mother. I started to understand and appreciate and see more the things that a mother does naturally, just out of habit. This isn't to take anything away from my father or from any other fathers, but I began to understand the beauty of a mother. See, about 3 years ago, I was travelling back from the UK, and as our plane was crossing the Atlantic Ocean, it encountered some extreme turbulence. It went into sudden freefall and rose again, suddenly, over and over again. It was being battered from side to side in the winds. As I observed my fellow passengers, some clanged on to the chairs in front of them, some hugged their armrests. I couldn't help but notice one particular mother, as she hugged her baby close to her chest, drawing him closer, one hand behind his back, her chin on his head, as she sang, "Hush, little baby, don't cry." You see, our mothers teach us love. They don't give us a lecture on love each time they change our diapers. But they pour out their love in their care for us. They have love in their touch, love in their eyes, love in the way they speak to us. They have as much love when they're angry with us as when they're smiling with us. I recall my mum used to say that to have to discipline me probably hurt her more than it hurt me. I used to say, well, why do it then? She knew that part of a mother's love involved the discipline of her child. You see, a mother's love is actually quite unexplainable. I mean, it's forgiving, it's caring, it's patient, it's kind, it's devoted. It believes beyond believing. It doesn't condemn its child. A mother's love believes her child is the most natural, wonderful star gleaming from up above. In actual fact, a mother's love is actually goes beyond defining. It's one of God's natural creations. When I was growing up as a lad, my mother always played a particular song. The song is called no charge for you older people in the crowd, you may know it. Originally written by Melba Montgomery. She used to love the version by Tammy Wynette. She would play it over and over again. I would think, what a crazy song, what's the point of this song? Because I was too young to understand. Basically, the song was about a young boy who wrote a note to his mother saying what he believed he was owed in terms of monetary terms for the chores that he carried out for that week. I mean, for those of you that don't know, it went something like this. For mowing the grass, for babysitting my brother, for going to the stores, for getting a good report card, for tidying my room, for emptying the trash, and for... Now, who knows the last part? For raking the lawn, the sum of $14.75. His mother read the note, and she then replied on the reverse of it, saying, "For 9 months I carried you, growing inside of me. For the nights of the worries, the tears, the prayers, the cost for the years, the toys, the food, the clothes, the wiping of your nose, the advice and the knowledge, and the cost of your college. For my love, there is no charge." The little boy with big old tears in his eyes then wrote on his paper, "Paid in full." Ladies and gentlemen, do we understand the sacrifices that our mothers made for us from inception? The thing is, what are we giving in return? I always vow to stay in regular contact with my mother, but sometimes I get so busy and I forget. Woe help me when I do, when she next gets me on the phone. But today, ladies and gentlemen, I pledge my love for my mother and for all mothers. And whether you have children or not, you are considered a motherly person. Once you care for someone, share for someone. It could be a relative, it could be a neighbour, it could be a friend. It could be a total stranger. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you here today, would you join me? Would you join me in pledging your love and gratitude and appreciation for our mothers? Show them how much we love and appreciate them. A mother's love is priceless. For everything else, there is MasterCard.